The roar of engines, the glint of chrome, the imposing presence of leather and tattoos, these are the hallmarks of biker gangs, a subculture that has woven itself into the fabric of Los Angeles. Since their emergence in the post-World War II era, biker gangs have captivated the public imagination, embodying a potent mix of rebellion, brotherhood, and danger. From the sun-drenched highways to the shadowy underbelly of the city, their presence has been felt in equal measure. This essay delves into the intricate world of biker gangs in Los Angeles, exploring their history, culture, and enduring influence. The story of biker gangs in Los Angeles begins, perhaps unexpectedly, with the aftermath of World War II. As soldiers returned home from the battlefields of Europe and the Pacific, many found themselves grappling with the invisible scars of war. The camaraderie, the adrenaline, the sense of purpose that had defined their lives overseas were suddenly absent. They yearned for a return to that brotherhood, a way to recapture the intensity of their wartime experiences. It was from this yearning that the first motorcycle clubs began to emerge. Veterans, drawn to the raw power and freedom of motorcycles, found solace and kinship in these nascent groups. The open road became their escape, their bikes a symbol of their shared experiences and their rejection of a society that seemed unable to comprehend their sacrifices. These early clubs were more than just social gatherings. They provided a sense of structure and purpose in a world that felt increasingly chaotic. Members, bound by their shared love of riding, formed tight bonds, looking out for one another and forging a new kind of brotherhood. As these clubs grew in size and prominence, they began to attract attention, both from those who admired their rebellious spirit and those who viewed them with suspicion. As the 1950s gave way to the 1960s, a profound shift began to occur within the biker community. What had started as fraternal organizations centered around motorcycles gradually transformed into something more distinct, more hardened. This evolution was fueled by a confluence of factors including societal changes, media portrayals, and the evolving dynamics within the clubs themselves. The rise of counterculture movements, with their emphasis on challenging societal norms and embracing alternative lifestyles, had a significant impact on biker identity. Bikers, with their already established ethos of freedom and nonconformity, found themselves increasingly aligned with these anti-establishment sentiments. The media, eager for sensational stories, played a role in shaping public perception. Sensationalized accounts of biker gatherings, often highlighting the presence of alcohol, fights, and general rowdiness, fueled a growing unease and perception of bikers as troublemakers. Within the clubs themselves, a hardening of attitudes was taking place. Some members, disillusioned with societal expectations and increasingly embracing an outlaw image, began to engage in more serious criminal activities. This shift was not universal, and many clubs maintained their focus on riding and camaraderie. However, the actions of a few cast a long shadow, contributing to the perception of biker gangs as a threat to law and order. To understand biker gangs, one must delve into their intricate code of conduct. This code blends loyalty, respect, and unwavering commitment. Born on the open road, it is fiercely protected by those who live by it. At its heart lies an unbreakable bond of brotherhood. Members are brothers in arms, bound by a commitment deeper than blood. Loyalty demands unwavering support and defense of fellow members. Betrayal is an unforgivable sin, punishable by expulsion or worse. Respect is paramount and earned through actions, not words. Courage, loyalty, and sacrifice garner respect. Disrespect is met with swift retribution. This code fosters unity but also seeds conflict. In the 1950s, a division emerged in the biker subculture. Some clubs adhered to traditional motorcycling, enjoying the open road and organized events. Others rejected societal norms, living outside the law. This divide was cemented in 1947 at the Hollister Rally. The term one percenter began to be associated with outlaw motorcycle gangs. The 1953 film The Wild One, starring Marlon Brando, played a pivotal role in shaping public perception of biker gangs. Though loosely based on the events in Hollister, the film amplified the elements of rebellion and lawlessness, presenting a romanticized yet menacing portrayal of biker culture. Brando's performance as Johnny Straubler, the brooding and charismatic leader of the Black Rebels Motorcycle Club, captivated audiences and cemented the image of the outlaw biker in the American consciousness. The film's impact extended beyond its cinematic achievements. The iconic attire of Brando's character, the perfecto motorcycle jacket, the engineer boots, and the tilted cap, became synonymous with biker culture. Young people, drawn to the aura of rebellion and the allure of the open road, began to emulate this style, blurring the lines between cinematic representation and real-life biker gangs. While The Wild One captured the spirit of rebellion brewing within certain segments of the biker community, it also contributed to a growing sense of fear and mistrust towards bikers in general. The film's depiction of violence, albeit stylized, fueled anxieties about lawlessness and social upheaval, anxieties that were already heightened in the post-war era. In the world of biker gangs, symbols hold immense power. They serve as visual markers of allegiance and convey a wealth of information. The patched vests are the most recognizable emblem of biker gang culture. These vests are a visual representation of commitment and brotherhood. The patches tell a story, with the club's logo prominently displayed. The top rocker displays the club's name, while the bottom indicates the chapter. Additional patches signify accomplishments and alliances. Wearing these colors signifies membership in a select brotherhood. Section 2. The hierarchy of the road ranks and roles within biker gangs. Biker gangs adhere to a strict internal hierarchy. This structure ensures order, discipline, and a clear chain of command. Each member understands their place and responsibilities. At the top stands the president, the undisputed leader. The president holds ultimate power within the group. They make decisions, settle disputes, and represent the chapter. The vice president, second in command, oversees daily operations. The sergeant-at-arms maintains order and enforces rules. Patched members wear the club's colors and uphold the biker code. Prospects, aspiring members must prove their worthiness. Section 3. Brotherhood forged in steel, the bonds of loyalty and respect. In the adrenaline-fueled world of biker gangs, the bond between members is paramount. It is forged in shared experiences and cemented by an unwavering commitment to the biker code. Loyalty and respect form the bedrock of biker gang culture. Members stand by their brothers, offering unwavering support and protection. This loyalty is demonstrated through actions, often in the face of adversity. Respect is earned through actions that demonstrate courage and integrity. Members who uphold the values of the club garner the respect of their peers. Section 4. The ride or die mentality, unwavering support, and the consequences of betrayal. The concept of ride or die reflects the unwavering loyalty and commitment expected of every member. This mentality creates an unbreakable bond between brothers. To ride or die means to stand by one's brothers no matter the cost, offering unwavering support and protection. Betrayal is an unforgivable sin. The consequences can be severe, from expulsion to violent punishment. In this world, loyalty is paramount and the stakes are always high. Earning your colors, initiation rituals, and proving one's worth. The journey from prospect to patched member, from aspiring initiate to full-fledged brother, is a rite of passage fraught with challenges and tests of loyalty. Biker gangs, fiercely protective of their brotherhood and the sanctity of their colors, subject prospects to a rigorous period of probation, a crucible designed to weed out the weak and unworthy. This period of probation, often lasting months or even years, is a test of character, endurance, and unwavering commitment. Prospects are given menial tasks, often involving cleaning, maintenance, or running errands for patched members. These tasks, while seemingly insignificant, serve a purpose. They instill a sense of humility, demonstrate a willingness to serve, and test the prospect's dedication to the club. Beyond these menial tasks, prospects are often subjected to more demanding tests, challenges designed to push their physical and mental limits. These tests, shrouded in secrecy and often involving risky or illegal activities, serve as a rite of passage, a way for prospects to prove their loyalty and demonstrate their worthiness to wear the club's colors. Throughout this period, prospects are constantly observed and evaluated by patched members. Their actions, their attitude, and their willingness to follow orders are all taken into consideration. The clubhouse, a sanctuary and a stage for rituals. In the heart of biker gang territory, often tucked away on a nondescript street or hidden amidst the sprawl of industrial buildings, lies the clubhouse. More than just a meeting place, the clubhouse serves as a sanctuary, a fortress of brotherhood, and a stage for the rituals that bind these groups together. The clubhouse is a space where members can shed the weight of the outside world, a refuge from the scrutiny of law enforcement and the judgment of society. Within its walls, bikers can be themselves, surrounded by their brothers, bound by a shared code and a deep sense of camaraderie. The decor often reflects the club's history and values. Walls adorned with murals depicting iconic rides, fallen brothers, or symbols of rebellion serve as a visual reminder of the group's ethos. Pool tables, well-worn couches, and a bar stocked with preferred libations provide ample space for socializing, storytelling, and reinforcing the bonds of brotherhood. It is within the confines of the clubhouse that many of the club's most important rituals take place. Meetings, often presided over by the president or a council of senior members, are held to discuss club business, settle disputes, and make decisions that impact the group as a whole. Angels of Death, the rise and reign of the Hells Angels. No name strikes more fear and fascination in the annals of biker gang history than the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Founded in 1948 in Fontana, California, the Hells Angels quickly rose to prominence, becoming synonymous with the outlaw biker lifestyle and leaving an indelible mark on American culture. From their early days, the Hells Angels cultivated an image of rebellion and defiance. They embraced their status as one-percenters, proudly proclaiming their allegiance to a life outside the bounds of conventional society. Their patched vests, adorned with the iconic Death Head logo, became a symbol of intimidation and a badge of honor for those who dared to wear them. The Hells Angels' rise to notoriety was fueled by their involvement in a string of high-profile incidents, often involving clashes with rival gangs or confrontations with law enforcement. Their reputation for violence, both real and exaggerated by media sensationalism, preceded them, solidifying their image as a force to be reckoned with. Despite their outlaw status, the Hells Angels commanded a complex and often contradictory public image. To some, they represented freedom, rebellion against societal norms, and a romanticized vision of the open road. To others, they were a menace, a criminal element that threatened the fabric of society. From rejection to rebellion, the origins of the Mongols Motorcycle Club. The Mongols Motorcycle Club, a formidable force in the world of outlaw biker gangs, was born out of rejection and a desire for belonging. Founded in Montebello, California in 1969, the Mongols emerged from a group of Latino Vietnam veterans who were denied membership in other clubs, including the Hells Angels, due to their ethnicity. This rejection fueled a burning desire for brotherhood and acceptance among these veterans, many of whom were struggling to readjust to civilian life after the horrors of war. They found solace and camaraderie in the roar of engines and the open road, forming a tight-knit group bound by their shared experiences and their unwavering loyalty to one another. The Mongols adopted the moniker Mongols Nation to reflect their pride in their heritage and their defiance of the prejudice they had faced. Their patched vests, emblazoned with the image of Genghis Khan riding a motorcycle, became a powerful symbol of their identity, a visual representation of their strength, unity, and their refusal to be marginalized. The club's early years were marked by a rapid rise to prominence, fueled by their unwavering brotherhood and their willingness to challenge established biker gang hierarchies. The rivalry between the Hells Angels and the Mongols Motorcycle Club is a tale of deep-seated animosity, fueled by territorial disputes, clashes over honor, and a constant struggle for dominance. This rivalry, spanning decades, has left a trail of violence and bloodshed. The roots trace back to the Mongols' formation by Latino Vietnam veterans denied membership in the Hells Angels. As the Mongols grew, they encroached on Hells Angels territory, sparking violent confrontations. In 2002, a brawl in Laughlin, Nevada left 3 bikers dead and several others injured. The incident made national headlines, highlighting the brutal reality of biker gang violence. Riding the Golden State, the Vagos Motorcycle Club and their expanding territory. The Vagos Motorcycle Club, founded in San Bernardino in the 1960s, quickly expanded throughout Southern California. Their green and white colors became a familiar sight, symbolizing their growing influence. Their criminal activities attracted law enforcement attention, leading to numerous arrests. Territorial ambitions often led to violent clashes with rival gangs like the Hells Angels. The Iron Horsemen, a brotherhood forged in the fires of Vietnam. Emerging from the ashes of the Vietnam War, the Iron Horsemen Motorcycle Club stands as a testament to the enduring bonds forged in the crucible of combat. Founded in 1969 in Cincinnati, Ohio by a group of Vietnam veterans, the Iron Horsemen sought solace, camaraderie, and a sense of purpose in the aftermath of their harrowing wartime experiences. These veterans, many of whom struggled to readjust to civilian life, found a shared language and understanding within the ranks of the club. The roar of engines, the open road, and the unwavering brotherhood of their fellow bikers provided a sense of purpose and belonging that eluded them in the outside world. The Iron Horsemen, true to their name, embraced a rugged and uncompromising image. Their patched vests, often adorned with military insignia or symbols of American patriotism, served as a visible reminder of their shared history and their unwavering commitment to one another. While the club's early years were primarily focused on fostering brotherhood and supporting their fellow veterans, their activities gradually attracted the attention of law enforcement. The Iron Horsemen's involvement in criminal enterprises, including drug trafficking, weapons smuggling, and extortion, led to numerous arrests and convictions, solidifying their reputation as a formidable outlaw motorcycle gang. The Highwaymen, a legacy of violence and intimidation. The Highwaymen Motorcycle Club, with a history stretching back to the 1950s, has established a chilling reputation as one of the most violent and ruthless biker gangs in the United States. Founded in Detroit, Michigan, the Highwaymen quickly gained notoriety for their involvement in a wide range of criminal activities, leaving a trail of fear and intimidation in their wake. The Highwaymen's early years were marked by their fierce territoriality and their willingness to use violence to protect their interests. Their clashes with rival gangs, often over drug turf or perceived disrespect, were legendary for their brutality, leaving a trail of bloodshed and fear in their wake. Law enforcement agencies soon recognized the Highwaymen as a significant criminal threat. Their involvement in drug trafficking, extortion, racketeering, and murder led to numerous investigations, arrests, and convictions. Despite these efforts, the Highwaymen continued to operate with impunity, their grip on power seemingly unshakable. One of the most notorious incidents involving the Highwaymen occurred in 1984, when members of the gang were implicated in the brutal murder of a federal informant. The war at Altamont, Hells Angels, and the death of innocents. The Altamont Free Concert, held on December 6, 1969, was meant to be a celebration of peace and love. Instead, it descended into chaos and tragedy, forever etching the name Hells Angels into rock and roll infamy. The events exposed the brutal reality of biker gang violence and its devastating consequences. The Rolling Stones headlined the free concert, seeking to replicate Woodstock's success. They hired Hells Angels for security, a decision that proved disastrous. The Angels, notorious for their violent reputation, agreed for free beer and a nominal fee. As the day wore on, the atmosphere grew increasingly volatile. The Hells Angels resorted to violent tactics to control the crowd. Tragically, their aggression culminated in the fatal stabbing of Meredith Hunter. The incident, captured on film, sent shockwaves through the nation. The Hells Angels became synonymous with the dark side of the counterculture. The Laughlin River Run riot, when gang rivalry turned deadly. The annual Laughlin River Run attracts thousands of bikers each year. The 2002 rally turned deadly, with a clash between the Hells Angels and the Mongols. The seeds of the riot were sown long before the first punch. The rivalry was fueled by territorial disputes and violent encounters. The spark ignited inside Harrah's casino, escalating into a full-blown brawl. The violence was brutal and chaotic, fueled by years of animosity. Section 3, the Great Nordic Biker War, a transatlantic turf war. Outlaw biker gangs know no geographical boundaries. The Great Nordic Biker War, from 1994 to 97, was a bloody conflict. Fought in Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Norway, it pitted the Hells Angels against the Bandidos. Fueled by drug turf wars and personal vendettas, it left a trail of bloodshed. The violence peaked in 1996 with the Copenhagen airport shootout. 3 bikers died and several were injured, shocking Europe. Section 4, the Waco Showdown, a deadly confrontation with law enforcement. The Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco, Texas became a scene of unimaginable chaos and bloodshed on May 17, 2015, when a gathering of biker gangs erupted into a deadly shootout, leaving 9 bikers dead and dozens more injured. The incident, which stunned the nation with its brutality and raised serious questions about law enforcement tactics, stands as one of the deadliest biker gang-related incidents in recent memory. The gathering, organized by a coalition of biker groups, including the Bandidos Motorcycle Club and the Cossacks Motorcycle Club, was intended to discuss legislative issues affecting bikers and promote motorcycle safety. However, tensions between rival gangs simmering beneath the surface quickly boiled over. Law enforcement officials, alerted to the potential for violence, had established a heavy presence in the area surrounding the restaurant. However, despite their efforts, the situation spiraled out of control. What began as a heated argument in the restaurant's bathroom quickly escalated into a full-blown melee, spilling out into the parking lot and involving hundreds of bikers. The violence, fueled by years of rivalry and fueled by a toxic mix of alcohol and adrenaline, was swift and brutal. Section 5, Operation Black Rain, dismantling the Mongols' empire. The Mongols Motorcycle Club, once a formidable force in the world of outlaw biker gangs, found themselves in the crosshairs of law enforcement in the early 2000s, culminating in a massive undercover operation dubbed Operation Black Rain. This multi-agency effort, spearheaded by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, or ATF, aimed to dismantle the Mongols' criminal enterprise and bring its leaders to justice. The operation, which spanned several years and involved undercover agents infiltrating the Mongols' ranks, provided law enforcement with an unprecedented glimpse into the inner workings of the notorious biker gang. The investigation revealed the Mongols' involvement in a wide range of criminal activities, including drug trafficking, weapons smuggling, extortion, money laundering, and murder. In April 2008, after years of meticulous planning and undercover work, Operation Black Rain culminated in a coordinated series of raids across Southern California. Over 1,000 law enforcement officers, armed with arrest warrants and search warrants, descended upon Mongols' homes, businesses, and clubhouses, taking dozens of members into custody. The raids netted a significant haul of evidence, including illegal firearms, explosives, drugs, and cash. The operation dealt a significant blow to the Mongols' criminal empire, disrupting their operations and weakening their grip on power. Section 6, the River Run Riot, a bloody chapter in biker gang history. The annual Laughlin River Run, a motorcycle rally held in the Nevada desert town of Laughlin, attracts thousands of bikers and enthusiasts from across the country. However, the 2002 rally would be forever marred by a violent confrontation between rival biker gangs, the Hells Angels and the Mongols, a clash that transformed the festive atmosphere into a scene of chaos and bloodshed. The rivalry between the Hells Angels and the Mongols, fueled by territorial disputes, drug turf wars, and a long history of violence, reached a boiling point at the 2002 River Run. The event, with its large gathering of bikers and heightened sense of bravado, provided a tinderbox-like setting for a confrontation. The violence erupted inside Harrah's Casino, sparked by a seemingly minor altercation between members of the two gangs near the casino bar. The confrontation, fueled by alcohol, adrenaline, and years of simmering animosity, quickly escalated into a full-blown brawl. Bikers armed with knives, chains, and firearms clashed amidst the terrified screams of tourists and gamblers. The casino floor, once a symphony of slot machine jingles and celebratory cheers, transformed into a chaotic battleground. Section 7, the Highwaymen's Reign of Terror, a legacy of violence and intimidation. The Highwaymen Motorcycle Club, with roots stretching back to the 1950s, left an indelible stain on the American landscape, their name synonymous with violence, intimidation, and a blatant disregard for the law. Their reign of terror, spanning decades and stretching across state lines, stands as a chilling reminder of the dark underbelly of biker gang culture. Operating primarily in the Midwest and Southeast, the Highwaymen established a reputation for brutality, their involvement in drug trafficking, extortion, racketeering, and murder well documented by law enforcement agencies across the country. Their methods were as brazen as they were ruthless, using violence and intimidation to silence rivals, intimidate witnesses, and maintain their grip on power. One of the most notorious incidents attributed to the Highwaymen occurred in 1984, when members of the gang were implicated in the brutal murder of a federal informant. The victim, a former associate who had agreed to cooperate with authorities, was found savagely beaten and shot, his body left as a grim warning to anyone who dared to cross the Highwaymen. Section 8. The Iron Pipeline, fueling the criminal underworld. The term iron pipeline evokes images of steel and transport, yet it represents a sinister reality: the illicit trafficking of firearms from states with lax gun laws to states with stricter regulations. This pipeline, a constant flow of illegal weapons fueling the criminal underworld, has become a major concern for law enforcement agencies across the United States, and biker gangs have played a significant role in facilitating this deadly trade. Biker gangs, with their established networks, interstate travel, and disregard for the law, are uniquely positioned to exploit the loopholes in the nation's patchwork of gun laws. They often acquire firearms in bulk from states with lax regulations, often through straw purchases or thefts, and then transport them to states with stricter gun control measures, where they can be sold for a significant profit on the black market. These illegal firearms, often ending up in the hands of criminals, gangs, and other dangerous individuals, fuel violence, contribute to the tragic toll of gun-related deaths, and pose a significant threat to public safety. Law enforcement agencies have struggled to stem the flow of weapons through the iron pipeline, hampered by the logistical challenges of interstate investigations and the clandestine nature of these trafficking networks. Section 9. Beyond the cut biker gangs and the allure of easy money. The romanticized image of biker gangs, rebels on the open road, bound by brotherhood and fueled by a thirst for freedom, often obscures a darker reality: the pursuit of profit through criminal enterprise. While the allure of motorcycles and camaraderie may draw individuals to these groups, the promise of easy money often keeps them entangled in a dangerous web of illegal activities. Biker gangs, operating outside the bounds of legitimate businesses, have turned to a variety of illicit ventures to generate revenue, often exploiting their organizational structure, geographical reach, and willingness to use violence to their advantage. Drug trafficking, a lucrative but dangerous enterprise, has become a mainstay for many biker gangs. The production, distribution, and sale of illegal drugs, from marijuana and methamphetamine to cocaine and heroin, offer significant profits, but come with inherent risks. The constant threat of arrest, violent turf wars, and the corrosive effects of addiction within their ranks. Beyond drug trafficking, biker gangs have diversified their criminal portfolios, engaging in a wide range of illicit activities to generate income. Extortion, often targeting businesses within their territory or individuals they perceive as vulnerable, provides a steady stream of revenue through intimidation and threats of violence. Section 10. The long arm of the law, justice and retribution in the biker gang world. The world of biker gangs, often shrouded in secrecy and governed by a code of silence, might seem beyond the reach of the law. However, law enforcement agencies across the globe have dedicated significant resources to combating the criminal activities of these organizations, pursuing justice for victims, and dismantling their illicit enterprises. Bringing biker gang members to justice presents unique challenges. The close-knit nature of these groups, their strict adherence to a code of silence, and their propensity for witness intimidation often hinder investigations and prosecutions. Witnesses, fearing retribution for cooperating with authorities, may be reluctant to come forward, and evidence, often concealed or destroyed, can be difficult to obtain. To combat these challenges, law enforcement agencies have adopted a variety of strategies, employing undercover operations, surveillance techniques, and informant networks to penetrate the secretive world of biker gangs. Task forces, often comprising local, state, and federal agencies, pool resources and expertise to target specific gangs or criminal activities. The image of the outlaw biker, clad in leather, riding a Harley-Davidson across the vast American landscape, has become a potent symbol in popular culture. This enduring archetype, often portrayed as a rugged individualist living life on their own terms, has captivated audiences for decades, appearing in films, television shows, music, and literature. But what is it about this image that continues to resonate so strongly, blurring the lines between admiration and apprehension? The allure of the outlaw biker is deeply intertwined with the American fascination with rebellion, freedom, and nonconformity. These individuals, often depicted as operating outside the constraints of societal norms, represent a rejection of authority, a yearning for a life unburdened by the rules and expectations of the mainstream. The open road, a recurring motif in biker-themed narratives, serves as both a literal and metaphorical symbol of this freedom. It represents a vast expanse of possibility, a journey into the unknown, unconstrained by the limitations of everyday life. The motorcycle, a powerful and often customized machine, becomes an extension of the biker's persona, a symbol of their individuality and their control over their own destiny. However, this romanticized image often overshadows the darker realities of biker gang culture, the violence, the criminal activities, and the inherent dangers associated with this lifestyle. The portrayal of biker gangs in film has evolved significantly over the decades, reflecting changing societal attitudes, anxieties, and the evolving nature of biker culture itself. From the rebellious youth of the Wild One to the introspective journeys of Easy Rider, the biker image on screen has served as a canvas upon which filmmakers have explored themes of freedom, rebellion, violence, and the search for identity in a rapidly changing world. The Wild One, 1953, starring Marlon Brando as the brooding and charismatic Johnny Strabler, introduced the image of the outlaw biker to a wide audience. The film, with its themes of youthful rebellion, gang violence, and the clash between counterculture and small-town morality, captured the anxieties of a nation grappling with the rise of juvenile delinquency and the changing social landscape. Easy Rider, 1969, directed by and starring Dennis Hopper, with Peter Fonda in a lead role, offered a more introspective and countercultural take on the biker image. The film, set against the backdrop of the Vietnam War and the growing social and political upheaval of the late 1960s, followed two bikers on a drug-fueled journey across the American Southwest, their search for freedom and enlightenment ultimately ending in tragedy. Sons of Anarchy, a critically acclaimed television series that ran for 7 seasons, offered a contemporary and nuanced exploration of biker gang culture, blending elements of crime drama, family saga, and Shakespearean tragedy. The series, created by Kurt Sutter, delved into the lives of the Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club, a fictional outlaw motorcycle gang operating in the fictional town of Charming, California. At the heart of the series was Jackson "Jax" Teller, a conflicted and introspective member of the Sons, torn between his loyalty to the club, his desire for a better life for his family, and the legacy of violence that permeates the club's history. Sons of Anarchy did not shy away from depicting the brutal realities of biker gang life, the drug trafficking, the violence, the betrayals, and the constant threat of law enforcement. However, the series also explored the complex motivations, codes of loyalty, and personal struggles of its characters, humanizing individuals often demonized in popular culture. The series' popularity, spanning multiple seasons and garnering a devoted fan base, speaks to the enduring fascination with biker gang culture and its ability to serve as a backdrop for exploring universal themes of loyalty, betrayal, family, and the struggle for redemption. Born to be Wild, the soundtrack of rebellion, biker gangs and rock and roll. The roar of a Harley-Davidson engine, the rumble of a V-twin echoing across the open road has become inextricably linked to the sound of rock and roll. Biker gangs, with their embrace of rebellion, freedom, and a life lived on their own terms, found a natural affinity with the raw energy and anti-establishment ethos of rock music. From the early days of rock and roll, biker gangs have been a fixture at concerts, their presence adding an element of danger and excitement to the already charged atmosphere. The music itself, with its driving rhythms, rebellious lyrics, and celebration of freedom, provided a soundtrack to the biker lifestyle, fueling their rides, their gatherings, and their defiant spirit. Bands like Steppenwolf, whose iconic anthem Born to Be Wild became synonymous with biker culture, captured the spirit of rebellion and the allure of the open road, their music becoming a rallying cry for a generation seeking escape and self-expression. Ink and iron, biker tattoos, and the art of rebellion. The world of biker gangs and the art of tattooing are inextricably intertwined. Tattoos for bikers are more than just body art. They are a visual language, a form of self-expression that conveys membership, beliefs, experiences, and a defiant spirit that sets them apart from mainstream society. Biker tattoos often feature bold imagery, drawn from a lexicon of symbols that hold specific meaning within biker culture. Skulls, often depicted with flames or wings, symbolize mortality, fearlessness, and living life on the edge. Eagles, a powerful symbol of freedom and independence, are a popular choice. Wolves, representing loyalty, pack mentality, and a connection to primal instincts, are also common. Club logos, prominently displayed on vests and often replicated in tattoo form, are a badge of honor, a visual declaration of allegiance and brotherhood. These tattoos, often intricate and detailed, represent the wearer's commitment to their club and their willingness to live by its code. The act of getting tattooed itself holds significance within biker culture. It is a ritual, a test of pain tolerance and commitment, and a symbolic marking of one's place within the group. Biker tattoos, with their blend of symbolism, artistry, and rebellious spirit, tell a story, a visual narrative of a life lived on the fringes of society. The business of badassery, biker culture, and the rise of lifestyle branding. The image of the outlaw biker, once synonymous with rebellion and a rejection of mainstream values, has, ironically, been co-opted and commodified by the very culture it sought to defy. Biker culture, with its iconic imagery, rugged aesthetics, and aura of rebellion, has become a lucrative source of inspiration for lifestyle branding, with businesses capitalizing on the allure of badassery to sell everything from clothing and accessories to motorcycles and energy drinks. This commodification of biker culture is a complex and often controversial phenomenon. On the one hand, it has brought elements of biker aesthetics and attitudes into the mainstream, exposing a wider audience to the artistry, camaraderie, and spirit of adventure that can be found within motorcycle culture. On the other hand, this commercialization has led to a dilution of the authenticity and rebellious spirit that once defined biker culture.